Hey guys, welcome to the Totally 90s podcast with your hosts. I am one of two. My name is Steph.
And I'm Justine.
And together we make Stefanini.
Oh, ooh, I like it. We should have like a restaurant, Stefanini's.
There's a restaurant in the city called Stefano's, so I feel like Stefanini's would just slide right in nicely.
Aw, if like we had like a coffee shop, we could call it Stefanini's.
Oh my God, totally. Like the Friends coffee shop. And
Yeah, that
there's
sounds like
like,
a cookie. Stefanini's.
yeah, like I'll have a Stefanini with a latte.
Yes, right? Oh, man, dang it. Man, we need to like create something.
Copyright. We should. I mean,
How are
we
you, Steph?
I am doing fantabuloso. So I have been in family heaven these past couple of weeks. I have my amazing and favorite aunt and cousins. Well, just two of the three came to visit from Peru.
Aw.
And so, but they're leaving this weekend, so I'm a little teary. But on the plus side, my dad came back from Peru and I was just over the moon to see him today. So I'm very happy. How are
How
you?
exciting. I'm good. Been busy. Very
Hmm.
busy, but I'm doing really well. I was actually going to tell you, I was going to not tell you, but comment on the same thing that you said about how family, you've been immersed by family, like surrounded by family this
Yes.
past, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? How long have they
Yeah,
been here?
like 3 weeks. Like it's been
Wow.
it's been amazing. And it's just like and they got to see my mom and oh
Mm,
yeah,
amazing.
it's just been great and just catching up. I just feel so warm and fuzzy and like spending more time with my grandma. She's 96, but she is a spitfire,
Dang,
okay?
you would never know that.
Right? Girlfriend
96.
has no wrinkles.
No,
Like I'm
for real.
like,
Because even Tony saw the pictures and he goes, "How old is Steph's grandma?" And I said, "I want to say she's in her mid 90s, early 90s." He goes, "No way." And same thing like your dad,
oh
because
my
your
God, my
dad does
dad.
not age. He goes, "Dang, he looks good, just like
Okay.
your grandma."
Well, just like Tony's one to talk. He's over there looking like he's
Okay,
25.
like a fine wine.
Uh-huh. Oh, speaking of which, cheers.
Yes, cheers. Mm.
We brought our vino and we're in our well, at least are you in your PJs? You look like you're ready to go to a club. I'm in my PJs.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going, Steph.
Club bed. Sorry, was that a loud
Yeah,
gulp?
you know, honestly, it's been a week. You know what
Yeah.
kind of week I had on Valentine's Day, how it
Shall we
started.
shall
I
we
won't
share some of the PG
I,
stuff?
yes, I will just say this, and I can't believe I'm going to say this on, I was
Oh
going
my
to say
God.
national television,
Oh
but
yes.
um yeah, it was a bad day. I woke up late
Oh,
and I got up, left, and I didn't have time. You know how, like you said, when I talked to you, you wake up and you're kind of like, huh? Like, what's going
yeah.
on? And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I like took my clothes off to change, right? And then I couldn't find anything I needed.
Yeah, I
And
hate
so I just
that.
put the same clothes back on, okay, because I couldn't find anything, nothing. And I straight up left the house with no bra and no underwear.
I mean, if anyone can pull it off, it's you. Okay,
I
I
can't believe I
can't.
just said that.
Oh, you know what? It is feminism at its finest. Who says you need a brassiere? Okay.
Apparently, shoot, I just put a hoodie over.
There
Nobody
you
would have known.
go.
It was
You were
fine.
just free balling. It's okay. I
And
support
then,
free the nip. And then what?
yes,
What?
free the lip.
Uh-huh. Do uh.
Free the nip and the lip, because that's
Yeah.
how I was flowing on that Valentine's Day.
They
I mean,
need to breathe.
yeah, what a way to represent, right? And there
Hmm.
was a couple other things that went, haywire that day, but I won't get into detail about that.
No, no. Just
Um,
know that it was awesome.
it was funny. It really was. But I survived. It's Thursday, Friday Eve, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be
Yay.
here with you.
Me too. It has definitely been a freaking week. Like normally it's really quiet at my work, like the beginning of the year and the
Hmm.
end of the year. And let me tell you, I'm never going to get cocky again. It's been really insane. I'm exhausted. I'm like, are you serious? Like every 5 seconds, like my email is going off, and I'm like, everyone, take a number. Like, leave me alone for 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Right? Did you
Yeah.
go in the office this week? You did.
Yeah, just on Wednesday, and I taught Zumba in the afternoon. So that was a nice little breaky poo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was cool. I used to
So,
teach it before the pandemic at work, so it was
how
nice
does
to bring it
that
back.
work? So, like, who asks you to do Zumba? Do they like,
It was part of HR. I think they do wellness workshops once a month.
mm-hmm.
And so then they were like, oh my God, we heard that you used to teach here before the pandemic. Would you be interested in doing it for February? I'm like, sure, why not? And then they were like, can you do this regularly again? And I'm like, sure, why
Oh,
not? So
amazing.
that,
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, so that was nice. And then my gym is finally reopening next Tuesday. So I finally get to go back to
Finally.
teaching with humans. And I'm gonna miss my
Wow.
home studio and like, but I'm gonna be excited to like get back in there. So
Oh,
it's gonna be
totally. Because it's been how many
good.
months?
Oh
4?
my God,
3.
4.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And that just shows how fast time is because literally when it shut down, we were preparing for your wedding.
We were.
It was like in the midst of all that, right?
Exactly. It was like a
Dang.
couple weeks prior, right before Halloween.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, felt it up.
It's the wine. Seatbelt folks, because time is flying
I know
by.
it's scary. I had this thing, I don't know if you go through this, but ever since I turned 40, I forget how old I am now. Like I
Oh
have to
yeah.
sit and do math. Like I'm
Hmm.
that lady now. Are you that lady too? Thank
Oh, I
God.
am because I straight up still think I'm 40.
Yeah, it's
Like
insane.
someone asked me the other day, maybe not the other day, like a couple weeks ago, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, 40. And even when I like refer to things, I'm like, I'm 40 now. Like I don't like the one doesn't exist.
I know, but
Maybe I'll just
like,
stay with that. Well, I'm 46. No, I'm 40.
oh my God, we are gonna be 42. Like I
Oh
had that
God.
realization.
Ain't that
And
crazy?
it's insane. Like I don't feel it, thank God. And except for this freaking white hair on my head that's waving at you. This strand over here. I have a couple strandy poos.
Our
I
guest
feel,
today,
yeah, our guest speaker, Mildred. She's here.
Mildred
She's
White. Mildred White, how
Yeah,
you doing?
Mildred. Oh my God, you
Oh my
guys.
goodness, that's
It's
funny.
dire streets over here. But yeah, it's good. I mean, the fact that we're in our 40s means that we got to live through the 90s. So
We did. And
yeah.
so this episode that we're doing today is kind of like a freestyle, like Steph said, but also
Yeah.
we're going to reflect maybe a little bit on our friendship history because, we became friends in the 90s. So, I mean, how more authentic can you get?
It's insane. I tell
Yeah.
you, it is very special.
I mean, technically, I want to think. Okay, we met earlier when I ran over to Annie's in a panic that one day when you guys were playing. And how old were we? That was still
6
the
or
'90s,
something.
maybe, right? Or was
No,
it
it
in
was
the
the
'80s?
80s.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
Because
So
because you went to St. Thomas More, right?
yeah.
Annie left in fourth and fifth grade. She started St. Stephen's. So it was
Oh, that's
prior to
right.
that.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
oh my God. Speaking of St. Thomas More, do you remember that priest, the Filipino priest?
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? I used to, because my mom would take us to mass. So she would take me and Annie to Saturday
Oh,
mass, and he was a
yes.
little priest. He was so cute.
You know what? I don't know his name. I only remember Father Ring,
Oh, Father
who
Ring. Oh my
was not
God.
nice.
Yeah, he had white hair, right?
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
one that called out someone when they came in late one day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was probably me.
Yeah, it was awful. But he wasn't very nice. But I remember that cute Filipino
Oh,
priest. He was very sweet. Really nice.
yeah.
Such night and day compared to Father Ring. God rest his soul. He
Yeah.
died last year, a couple of years ago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because when I worked at the funeral home, um
Oh,
my
no, no.
one of my bosses, Armando.
Shout
Um,
out Armando.
yeah, I don't know if Tony wants to shout him.
Okay, sorry.
It's all
We'll call
right.
him Miguel.
But he straight up knew Father Ring And, because when you're in the funeral home, you know a lot of priests, right? So he had mentioned him, and I go, "Oh my gosh." And he was like, "Yeah, he used to be in St. Thomas More for a long time, and then he left, and then he went back." And I go, "Oh my gosh." I go, "Did he have a reputation for being really mean?" And he goes, "Yes, he was awful." And so,
Mm.
yeah, that was Father Ring for sure. I looked it up. So
R.I.P. Well, I thought when you said funeral home, like he arrived and you had to do his like paperwork.
no, no, I didn't. But
Okay.
good times. That
Good times. But we're not going to talk about funeral homes or
no,
priests right now.
not.
Actually, we could talk about priests because we went to Catholic high school. We
Oh,
went to an all-girl Catholic high school.
we did, man. But we
And
were raised by not raised like we went to a a boarding school. We went to an all girl school, and there was nothing but nuns.
okay, you say that a lot, but I don't remember the nuns. I
No.
remember I remember Sister Joan
Mm-hmm.
and Miss Maxwell. I don't remember people like nuns that wear the habits. I
Uh
don't remember
huh.
that. Those are my teachers in elementary school. I remember
Mm-hmm.
full on
Oh,
Irish,
totally. Same here.
but I don't
Yeah.
remember any other nuns besides the two nuns that I just mentioned.
Remember Sister Krishoni?
The name, yes, but well, she was a nun?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Yeah. Well,
so,
they had a whole
sister.
convent upstairs.
Oh, that's
Um,
right. Oh my
yeah. Not
gosh.
that we really saw them often,
Yeah.
but as far as teaching went, there weren't many. There was
Yeah,
like it
okay.
was
Okay, I
just
thought I was
mainly
going
those three.
bananas.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was just mainly those three. But yeah, it was a interesting I mean, we're used to nuns. Like you said, we went to Catholic school, grade school. So, I
Great.
mean, and honestly, nothing against the nuns. Nothing against the nuns, but I never really had good luck with the nuns that taught me. I didn't care for them.
Me neither. I mean,
They were
no,
really
yeah, they were, I mean, I had my first, like the nuns, I'm still scarred from when I was 6 and I came back from LA with a tan and they were like, oh my God, look at her, like talking about my dark brown skin for like 30
dang.
minutes. Like, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, what is this? Why do I
Hell no.
feel this way?
Well, my mom cussed out my third grade teacher. She was a nun.
I'm sorry. Oh my
My
God.
mom's like, I don't care if you're a nun, but you're a bitch. My mom was hardcore back then.
That's why I didn't. My mother does not know this story. She will now, but like, yeah, I was scared. My mom used to
Horrible.
roll up and drop me off in her pajamas and her
When you say
starter
roll up,
jacket.
though, when you
She
say roll
did.
up, I could see your mom
Yes.
rolling up.
Because that's what she literally did, blaring Snoop Dogg. I was like, OMG,
I
the
love
nuns are
it.
out. Yeah, I
Man,
love it.
she has not changed.
No, like, God bless her. Like,
I know, because
seriously.
so Steph's mom and I used to work together as well. So, when it comes to Steph and I and our friendship, I have my own friendship with Steph, but in a lot of ways, like I grew up around Steph and, I saw your mom all the time and,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a good rapport and I just love your mom so much. And then when I worked at the court, she worked there too.
Yeah.
And straight up, it's crazy. We used to carpool and she would roll up to my house with Tina Marie
Legitimately.
on,
Everybody
you
get
know.
up.
Mhm. Yes. And your mom is just so vibrant in the morning, so awake, whereas I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Help."
Rubbing your little teeny eyes.
Uh-huh, but you can't help it when your mom's so, like, chipper and singing Tina Marie, like, how can you not be it amps you up. You can't help it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's
But we had
adorable.
some good times. But, so Steph, I have a question for you.
Tell me.
Um,
Something good.
bow, bow. So my question is, are you going to be going to Peru now that your family came here? Are you planning
Mhm.
to go to Peru anytime soon or
Finally.
yeah. You've been
Finally.
saying this
But
for a minute.
I know I haven't been back since 1989, and that's
Wow.
insane. My parents were still married. They renewed their vows, and I remember
Mhm.
that being like the party of the century at my aunt's because we partied until 6 a.m. the next day. I was like, me and Carlita,
Mm-mm.
my cousin, shout out to my cousin Carlita.
Okay, shout out.
Um, we were up the whole night and it was just amazing. But that was the last time I went. I remember when I was there, I didn't want to come back. Like
Oh,
they extended our tickets because I was like, no, I want to go back. And I was a month late into fourth grade
oh
because
my
we
gosh.
extended our summer
Dang,
vacation.
that is a huge extension.
Yeah, yeah. But because I was like, I had A's.
Of course.
So it was fine. And then it was great. So like now we're making the plans. Like we can't right now, politically, it's not the best time to go, which is why I was so
Mhm.
nervous about my dad going.
That's
Um,
right.
so because I don't really want to roll up with roll up with my beautiful blue-eyed blonde wife to
Mhm.
Peru,
Okay.
you know. So we're gonna probably wait a year and see
Mhm.
how that's going. But
Definitely.
they're gonna be the ones in charge of taking Angel to Machu Picchu because I really do not have any interest in going, like at all. At all. You guys, I am the most chicken shit chicken person alive. I'm not a fan of heights, and the elevation is insane. It's like 21,000 feet.
Ooh.
And I don't need that in my life. I can see it on Google every day if I want to. I just do not have, I don't want to fall off the side of the mountain. Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
so
intense. Although they do have can't they have people you could fly or have a helicopter or something, can't you? Can you drive? You could
yeah,
drive up there.
you can. It's just
That's a long road though. That's a long ride.
that, and like you have to like take the coca leaf tea, and
Mhm.
that scares me. I don't know why. I like to be aware of everything.
All of a
I'm
sudden you're
just a mess.
hallucinating and then you just
Yeah.
walk off the
I'm literally just a mess. I love hiking. Here's the thing
Mhm.
about me. I love to hike and I love to hike up.
Wow, I've
I don't
never heard
like,
this. I've
yeah,
never heard this about you.
I don't like to hike down though.
Oh,
Uh-uh. Up
really?
because you're focused on going up.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Explain that to me because I'm afraid of
Yeah,
heights,
for
but
real.
like that I can do. But when it's time to go down, I sit down and I scoot
Wow.
because I'm terrified. I almost freaking fell off a log. I went with two friends when I was going through my divorce in 2017, and
Mhm.
it was one of the it's a special trip for me because I was like depressed and just never wanted to leave my room, and it was like the first time I was like I'm going to leave and it's going to be okay. And we
Mhm.
went to oh god, Muir Woods,
Uh-huh.
and hiked all that. And there were
Amazing.
I remember this moment where we're crossing via a log and there's water beneath me. I almost freaking fell off that log, but something was so liberating.
Uh-huh.
So I can do that stuff sometimes, but the
Mhm.
thought of going to Machu Picchu, which is like one of the wonders of the world, or
Right.
yeah, oh, whatever, but like
Mhm.
I can't fathom it. It scares the living crap out of me. It's so majestic and like out of this world. Like I just,
Mhm.
yeah. So
I
maybe I'll
get
feel
it.
differently, but the plan is to go to Peru at least to see my family and tour around with Angel next year.
Oh, definitely. Shoot, that's I mean, I've heard my dentist actually had invited Tony to Peru.
Of course.
Um to go backpacking all the way up Machu Picchu and I guess there's like a lot of different tours, really good tours where,
Yeah.
they take it slow and they make food for you and
Yeah.
amazing, but that elevation that
Mm-mm.
for me I've never experienced like elevation sickness, but I did when we went to Hawaii and we hiked
Oh,
up Haleakala.
yeah.
And okay, did I say I hiked?
Yeah.
Because I'm tripping. I did not hike up that.
I was gonna
We
say.
we drove. So I had already been up this mountain. I told you this story, right?
uh,
Where we decided, Tony and I were wise enough to decide, we decided to live it up the night before. We
oh
had,
yeah, you did.
we had ribeyes and like endless Mai Tais along
Yes.
with cheesecake. Okay.
Yes.
And we were gonna go to Haleakala at like 3 in the morning the next morning to get there by sunrise. So in Maui, Haleakala is like to the at the summit. You're literally above the clouds, and it's about almost I think about 10,000 feet, maybe either less or a little bit more. I can't remember. And so they tell you that it's so cold, and you're supposed to bring like jackets, layers, whatever, because it's freezing. It could literally get below zero up there. And it's so windy, crazy wind, right? So we wake up at 3 in the morning to get to our destination because it's literally a 2 hour drive up to the top. And Tony is like, I know what it looks like and I know how high we're going, but it's really dark. So you really don't know
Ew.
where,
Ew.
yeah. And there's no like ledge. So you really
Uh-uh.
don't know where you're going. And,
No,
and it's windy and,
that's worse.
where it's so dark, it's where the headlights and you can see the little like flies or
Yeah,
mosquitoes
I
flying.
don't like
Yeah.
that.
That's how
No.
dark it was.
What
So
the
we get
hell?
we get to the top and we park, okay, and it's so windy. It's like you could hear the wind whistling and all of a sudden Tony's like we're like there for maybe 2 minutes and Tony's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to go to the bathroom." And I'm not saying number 1, it was like number 10. Okay,
Oh my
from our
God.
dinner the night before.
Oh my
And
God.
he's like, "Oh my gosh." And I never really see him go into like cold sweats, but he was literally going into cold sweats and he was just like panicking,
That's the
freaking
word.
out. And I was like, "Do you want to just go back home because, it's not worth it, you know?" He's like, "No." I go, "There has to be a bathroom somewhere around here." There's like no bathroom.
Oh my God.
And so we got up there about 4:30 and sunrise wasn't until like 5:59. So he's like, "Let me just sit in the back and try and like, make it go back," right? And I'm like, "Okay." So finally he goes, let's just go to the top up to the observation deck and let's just hope maybe there's a bathroom up there, right?" We get out and we start running up these stairs and there's literally probably about like 80 steps.
Sweetie.
And and we only get to like the 15th step and I start to panic because I can't breathe because the air is so
Oh my God.
thin.
No, I'm done. I'm not going.
And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't breathe." And it's where you get lightheaded and
Yeah.
it's to where your lungs feel like you're just like literally breathing
Nope.
like that. Like you can't take a deep breath.
No, that's
And
it.
so, and it's funny, the sign there says go slow because it will take your breath away. But of course, we were trying to hike up hecka quick because it was so cold. And it's
Oh
so
my
funny if
God,
you
dude.
see the pictures now, like, because of course I was taking selfies left and right. And because, the sun is amazing, it breaks through the clouds. Like,
Yeah.
it's just gorgeous. But you look at Tony's face, he can't even smile.
You had the
Because
audacity to try to take pictures of this poor
I
man.
sure did. I was like, come on.
I'm like, oh my God, poor
I was like, "This is
boo.
so spiritual. This is the
Oh
best
my
thing
God,
ever."
you
And
are
he's like, "Can we just go
tripping.
down? Can we just leave?"
Oh my
And that
God.
was only 10,000 feet. I can't even imagine how it feels at 20.
Literally, I can't believe you're sitting there taking selfies. And you know what? I can because I'd be doing the same shit, but not forcing him to like do it with me.
Oh no, for real. It's like, come on, let's go outside because the observation deck was indoors, so you weren't really cold. But then you had the opportunity to go back outside where it's hella
Oh,
windy. So I'm like, come on, let's go outside. And Tony's like, "No, you could go. I'll just wait in here." I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's like once in a moment, once in a lifetime kind of
he's
thing."
trying to
Like,
poop.
for real, because he was prairie dogging.
Oh my God. So what happened? Did he get to go to the bathroom?
He did. So finally, we ended up going down, like, I don't know, to another level. And I guess it's for like the latecomers. And they had a bathroom there. So he went. And the crazy
Oh,
part is that we were going down this mountain and you're literally driving in the clouds. Like, literally, you
yeah.
could touch the clouds. And what happens
No.
while we're going down the mountain?
What?
The gas light comes on. We have no gas.
I'm like dying
We
right
literally
now.
had to put it in neutral the whole way down in hopes that we didn't run out of gas on this mountain. It was awful. I mean, it was like I said, it was the most amazing experience of my life. Can't say the same for Tony, but
But at least it's a funny anecdote you can tell
it is. And
now.
we will forever remember it. And it's funny because when you look at those pictures, you could see him clenching.
Pobrecito, I'm clenching my butt right
For real,
now.
because his cheeks on his face, along with his butt
Oh,
cheeks, were quivering.
poor baby. Sorry, Tony. I'm on your side.
I'm not, because it was so funny. It was amazing.
You're Terrible.
I know I'm awful. But you
Oh
know
my
what? It
God.
like you said, it was a memory, but whatever. But let's get back to the Peruvians. I just want to take this opportunity real quick because we were talking about this before we hopped on. And I was telling you how when I first met your family, like, freshman year of high school, and I really got to know you, I got to know your culture, know your food. But
Hmm.
honestly, like the way that your family, both sides, not just your mom's side, but also your dad's side,
Oh.
um, the way they embraced me, like
Hmm.
literally the minute I met them, I felt like I knew them forever.
I know.
They are some of the warmest people. And we've, your, what was it, your 16th birthday? Was it
Oh, my 15th.
15th? Oh my gosh, everybody was so
I
sweet.
know.
Like like literally, and it's so true. Like when I look at the pictures, and even Tony said this, when I look at the pictures of you guys this past week, like literally you could feel the love come through the freaking computer screen or the cell
Oh,
phone screen. For
I know,
real.
Nate. I'm so freaking fortunate and blessed and thankful for them. And, we didn't talk for that period of time that my dad and I stopped talking. And it was mostly due to me and my, like, I'm coming out. My dad's not going to accept me
Mm-hmm.
assumptions. And so I lost that contact and closeness. But I'm learning now that the whole time they were like talking to my dad and saying, you need to fix this with your daughter. That's your
Mm.
daughter, regardless, like helping him. I finally now know where
Mm-hmm.
he learned this from.
So they knew that so they knew that you were gay or
Mhm.
less. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, because I made it a point. I don't know. I made it a point to be very like public about it on Facebook when I was with
Hmm.
my ex because that was the first relationship,
Well, you're
being
proud of it.
out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that and it was me trying to get comfortable with it, within
Exactly.
myself. And so they saw all that. They would like post because they love me, but
Hmm.
they also gave me my space. And then I'm during this trip, my grandma was telling my mom, like, I love my granddaughter and I wish she would have told me years ago because I'm from today. Like I
Hmm.
am modern. That's my
Wow.
granddaughter. Like the
How
love. So
amazing.
if I didn't already love them the way that I do, I love them even more now
Oh,
because
absolutely.
and then they just it's just the acceptance from the
Hmm.
get-go and
Oh,
no
yeah.
questions, like no, like nothing. Like I was sharing with them this whole time, like my past and what happened and everything like that. So it's been
Aw.
great. Like no, I
Aw.
and for Angel to be like so loved by them and vice versa, like it's
Hmm.
perfect. And my dad, when he came to see me, he asked me 3 times, "Where's Cara? ¿Dónde está la
Aw.
Cara?" Like, "Hi, father, I'm here." Is that enough?
But how amazing for Kara to hear that too. Is the thing is like when you already know how amazing your family is, but also like as a couple, but even for you to see how accepting they are of your relationship and of
Oh
her.
God.
I mean, you need that sometimes, that validation, that
Yeah.
acceptance, that love,
No, and
and
the wedding pictures, Neen.
mhm.
Like they're the spontaneous ones, not the ones of me because I look like freaking Jabba the Hutt, but the
Whatever.
ones that he took of people in the I want to say audience, but like sitting around. My
Mhm.
dad has a smile the entire time,
Stop.
watching the entire time.
Oh no, when I was doing
But
the ceremony, I looked over and your dad was just there smiling. Like
okay, I want
this
to.
like it was just like this permagrin on his face that just was there. Like you could tell he was so proud. And that's why so during that time where you guys didn't talk, how long was that? Like
5 years.
wow. See, and that's why I wanted you to talk to him.
Mhm.
Because I know I've seen your dad. I know how, and like I told you before, you and your dad have a unique relationship, and the amount of love that you express towards your dad has always been very unique. Like you are so affectionate towards your dad, so loving towards him. You know what I mean? Like hell, you're like that. You're like what people need when they're having a bad day. Like the amount of love that you give your dad on the opposite end every time he calls. Like hell, even if I didn't understand Spanish, like even if I didn't know what the hell you were talking about, when you answer your dad's call or, or you call him, it's just like, oh my gosh, there's like so much love in that interaction, that initial interaction. I mean, there is no way in hell that your dad would say, "Oh, I don't accept this."
I know.
But I know the
It,
fear.
yeah, it
Like,
was awful. I didn't want the one person, the one man in my life to reject me. So I thought, let me just leave.
mhm.
And
No,
we
I
had
get
had a
it.
falling out too, but like, you and I were sitting at Grapevine and I would be
Mhm.
talking to you even prior to that. Like, I miss him, I miss him, I miss him. And then you helped me like overcome that. And I'll forever be indebted to you because of that, like helping me
Mhm.
get my dad back. Like, I, like it's just, I'm so thankful every day when I write my gratitude journal. It's like the first thing is
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I have both of my parents, like, because, you at any moment, over nothing, over
Mhm.
petty crap that is like, you either love me or you don't. And
Mhm.
now I have him and he loves me. He loves my wife and has accepted
Mhm.
this is will be like long ago.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
just so rewarding. And then it just always brings me back to our father-daughter dance. I'm
Oh.
already crying.
I know. Oh my gosh. Remember that?
Well, because like that, my mom dressed me up in, TLC's music video pajama outfit. I was wearing silk pants. I
Oh
think I
my
talked about this
god.
already, so I apologize. But like, my dad went and got a haircut, a new suit.
Aw. See?
Your dad showed up in a suit and you were wearing your cute little
Mhm.
patent blue high heels.
Yeah,
And
I know.
then
Oh.
my daddy took me, where do you want to go to dinner? I'm all Sizzler. And he took me to Sizzler. And you went out to dinner too, right?
Mhm. Yeah, we went to the Gold Mirror. I know. I
Oh my
know.
God. It's just so special. And then every time I hear the song My Girl, like I think about
Aw.
us with our dads. So that
Mhm.
song is like
Oh,
instant, like,
snap.
yeah.
Oh, that is so true, and I remember that because we weren't dancing, like, remember nobody was really dancing, and I think it was that song that everybody went out on the dance floor to, I think. I can't remember if
Yeah. Were we just
was it
hanging with our dads,
we
chairs
were
at a
just
table?
it was because it was just kinda awkward,
Yeah.
just like because we're close to our dads, but we
Yeah.
weren't, like not like that, like
You're like chopping it up at dinner. Like, what are we gonna talk about?
exactly, and I think, like, it was weird, but it's one of those experiences that I'm glad we have and that
Me
we had
too.
together, you
Me
know,
too.
because it's just something that we both remember. I mean, the fact that you remember my blue patent leather shoes.
Yes, I loved those shoes. I remember the long dress you wore, and
Mhm,
I need to find that. My mom took pictures of us. I have those. Can you find
mhm.
yours because I want to do a post about
Yeah,
this.
I'll have to find it.
Um,
I'm gonna go into my
oh,
photo bin. I have to because we have so many other pictures of us. It's
no, it's insane.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
insane. So I know we talked about, okay, so tears aside, I know we talked about the father-daughter dance before, but I had to do it again. And I know we've already talked about the mother-daughter brunch. Did I tell you
Mhm.
what happened to me at that brunch?
No, because I didn't go to the mother-daughter brunch.
You didn't?
No.
Oh my God,
Mm-mm.
Neen.
I
I
mean, not
went,
that I mean, I would have. Maybe we were busy, but yeah, no, what happened?
yeah,
Do tell.
I got my period. Let's just leave it at that.
Wait, like not for the first time?
No, no, not for the
Oh.
first time, but I had like an issue and like it was bad. And it was my first like, oh my God, I'm in public, like type
Oh
of thing. It was horrible.
no.
So I had a great time with my mom, and then this happened, and I never told anybody. I was so embarrassed. Oh my
Oh,
God.
how
Like,
horrible.
yes.
Of all
See,
days.
it's such a high school story though, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Because we've all had
Yeah.
those moments.
Yeah.
I had that moment in grammar school
Oh,
on outdoor ed.
whoa, what happened?
Because I freaking had my period during outdoor ed, and it was literally like one of the first years. that, or like first couple months that first started my period, and
Oh
we
my
go to
God.
outdoor ed, and I'm walking back to my cabin, and I have my new white shorts on,
Oh
and one of the moms
no.
runs behind me with her sweater and is like, "Oh my gosh, put this around your
Ah,
waist." And I'm like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Oh, I think you had a little accident."
oh
It was like blood
no.
all over. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like, how
Oh,
embarrassing.
was it your first one?
It was like my third time that I had it. But
Oh my
when
God.
back in the, even, I'm gonna say not even back in the day. Nowadays, even then, like sometimes you don't put it high enough, back enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it
Shove it.
shifts.
Yeah, exactly. And
Because,
I
I'm all about depends nowadays.
no, and also they have like new underwears. Like I got some for
Yes.
us.
They're
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
right?
They're amazing. But like I will, my mother loves to remind me that the very first time I ever got my period, I
Mhm.
came out of the bathroom and declared loudly to the household, I'm a woman now.
Oh my gosh, wait, so how old were you?
I think I was about to be 12.
Wow. Okay. So I was around the same age. Maybe I was in 6th grade, 5th grade. I was in
Yeah,
5th grade. That
that
is so
sounds like
funny that you
mine.
said I'm a woman now.
Yes, she never ever will let me forget it.
Oh my
Let's see.
gosh.
So we've had our periods for 29 years.
Oh,
I just did quick math.
oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yes.
Dang. And
Oh my God.
and it ain't getting any easier. That's all I
No,
could
it
say.
sure as hell is not. But anyways, that's just one of the memories that sticks in my head. But another favorite memory I have of us was sleeping over at your house. I
Aw.
loved the summer parties at your house. First of all, your dad's snacks were always on point,
Oh,
always.
yes, my dad knew
And
how to throw it
yeah,
down.
the kettle chips, the ice creams. Like,
Mhm.
I was like, what is this? Like, this
The
is where I want to
Coke.
be. Oh, the Coke. Oh my God. Like he knew how to
Yeah.
celebrate. So like that was always amazing. And
Mhm.
then the awesome movies, your amazing purple walls covered
Yeah.
I mean from top to bottom, amazing posters. We
Mhm.
we all had that Antonio Sabato Jr. poster
Oh,
and Brad
yes.
Pitt Legends of the Fall.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And we used to take selfies with them, remember?
Oh yeah. Can we
Caressing
find
their
those?
chests.
Neat. Do you have
Yes,
those?
I have them in an album. I have to find it, and I
Oh my
thought it was
God.
over here in the living room, but it's not. So it
Okay.
must be in the box. So I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna have that's a mission for this weekend because they're
Okay.
so it's like gold.
Okay, cool. Cause like, yeah, we have so many. I mean, the our lip liner kills me. We
Yeah,
were
for
on
real.
point though.
We for real. I mean, I agree. The sleepovers definitely were a high point in our youth because
Well,
I was just telling you Presley's first sleepover is tomorrow, and I'm
oh my
kind of panicking.
God. But you know what? Kudos to you for letting her spread her wings a little bit. And you're not being careless. You know, the parents, they're
Hmm.
strict
Yes,
and, they're not, you're not like, here, take my kid. You know what I mean? Like, they're going,
exactly.
she's going to be, and she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's not going to go put her hand on the stove.
Exactly. I mean, she's very cautious,
Oh,
and
yeah.
very like, and I told her, I said, it's okay if you don't make it, like you have to call me. It's quite all
Okay.
right. I said, but you know what? Try, and if you do, oh my gosh, it's going to be a celebration.
Yeah.
It was like either way it's a celebration, like she's gaining a little bit of independence, and that's what I want to instill in her, especially in this world nowadays, where
Yeah.
no everybody's fearful of kind of letting your kids go in some ways, like, and I
Yes.
get it because I am like that too, but there's a part of me too that doesn't want to rob her of certain
No,
experiences,
the joys that we got to have.
exactly.
Like I get it. My dad was strict with me sleeping over people's homes before I was 13. Okay, I
Oh
get
yeah.
that. if
Mhm.
he doesn't know like the parents or if there's a lot of boys in the house or
Oh, for
whatever. I
sure.
totally understand. But then he would allow me to have the sleepovers at the house. Like my
Mhm.
parents would let me, my friends could come over and, whatever. But like
Right.
14 on, like I was, going, it
Mhm.
was normal. And he knew the parent, it's just like, you can't be like this, or else
Mhm.
you're going to be stuck with a person that's not ever going to leave your roof, like underneath your house.
Yeah, and in a way sometimes you just kind of torture yourself, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you don't have a
Like
life.
yeah, and I want Presley, even though she's very, she's very naive to a lot of things, but at the same time, like I want her to feel like she can try.
Yeah, I
Maybe
like
she won't
that.
make it, but that's okay. She tried. And that's the only type of credit I want her to feel is that she tried and she may make it, So I'm going into this thinking, I'm freaking out for her.
Okay, well,
But
we're rooting for her and we want the full
exactly.
report next
And
week.
you know what? You do get courage from your friends too. And the fact that she'll be with her
Definitely.
friends and they're having a good time. When you're with your friends, you don't want to leave.
I never
So
wanted to leave. I loved your house.
exactly. No, for real.
And then when you got your license and we would
Oh,
cruise, I
oh my
mean, what
gosh.
was the brand? Was the car that you had the first one, the gold one, was that a Ford?
Yes. Not a Focus. What
Not the
was
that was the green one, but or was it a
yes.
Toyota? Like it was like a
No.
caramel colored, like really nice
Yeah.
car.
It was definitely a Ford Escort.
Okay, that's right.
Hmm.
Okay. When
Ford
you got your
Escort.
license and we would go to
Oh,
Target.
oh my
Oh,
gosh. And remember that time we got pulled over by the cop over by San Francisco State on
was it the cute
Valentine's
cop?
Day?
The cute
Yes,
one,
the
right?
Chinito, the really, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Officer Brian. Wait, what was his Brian?
Oh,
Not Brian.
Officer Shoe.
Oh, that's right. You were trying to
Yeah.
flirt your way out of that one.
And okay, I don't know. Things were just spewing out of my freaking mouth. I mean, I'm like, I'm not from the area. And he's like, oh, why do you have a San Francisco State University sticker on your back window?
Oh my God.
And
Meanwhile, I'm dying.
I'm like, oh my God, it's my sister's car. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know why. I was just like, oh my God, I'd never been pulled over in my life. And he's over there just like, and I'm like, oh my God. And you're like, it's that red sweater that's the reason why he let you off.
oh, were you wearing my favorite red sweater of yours that I
Hmm.
loved?
Yeah,
Oh,
because it was Valentine's Day. But then after that, years after, I always served him coffee, and I was like, "Hello,
oh
yeah,
my God. That's
hmm
hilarious.
yeah." We had some good times. We sure did. I mean, and our friendship definitely it's one to be. I don't know, like I told you, whenever I think back on things, you're always a part of those things that were magical, like the concerts, even like times where it was bad.
Mhm.
And it's funny how God put certain people in your path or in your life for a reason. Like we talked about this earlier, how like there's certain things that, there was times where we had breaks from each other,
Yeah.
and then when we reconvened, everything was like where we left off, you
Yeah.
know?
I love that.
Yeah. And the thing for me though is that like especially for me, what was pivotal was 2016 because
Yeah.
it was so weird. You were going through a lot, and I was going through a lot.
And
And
it's, yeah.
it
Uh-huh.
was
Go ahead.
similar, but different.
Yeah. And I remember the moment that, because I wasn't going to say anything to anyone because I was
Hmm.
so deep in my depression.
Hmm.
We were at Ross and I was
Uh-huh.
like, and I told you that out of the blue, I just was like, my ex is gonna move out. And you're like, what? Because I had just gotten married.
Hmm.
And then I
Right.
spewed it all out. And it was like, and then you were like going through some hard times too. And then you shared that with me. And it was like, we had each other and like
Hmm.
we're able to get through that. Like, oh my God, like had I kept that all inside, just me, like I don't know what would have happened. And it was just
Hmm.
that for sure. I wholeheartedly agree that that was like one of our hugest turning points in our
Hmm.
relationship. So
Oh,
yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
Because it
Oh my
really
God.
was like divine intervention. Because we
Yeah.
straight up needed each other. Like literally we were going down a path, and we talked about this like when we were in high school. We didn't have boyfriends. Like we went to an all girls school. Like we had things that maybe happened here and there, but it wasn't like we weren't like in a co-ed school where we had relationships or anything like that.
No.
We never
No,
had heartbreak.
no.
And even in our past relationships as we got older and we got married, we still, I mean, we had heartbreak, but it wasn't like the heartbreak we were experiencing this year.
Ooh,
You know, this
it
year,
was
that year in 2016, we were broken,
beyond,
like shattered.
beyond. And the one thing that sticks out was when I found some stuff and I called you and you were in Redwood City and I was like, oh my God, like I was on the floor crumpled, like I
Hmm.
don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna be home soon. And I just remember getting up and leaving. And I just
Hmm.
walked all the way to your house. No, I walked all the way
Yeah.
to Home Depot in
Uh-huh.
like the dark. I didn't care what the hell happened to me.
I know.
And
I'm like over there, like, what do you do? Like, no. But like we all have those moments, but that's the thing. I think that and you're right, like I think if I was going through that by myself, I don't know if I
yeah,
would have um shared it with anybody.
yeah,
Like,
I
and it's so
same.
different to go through something like that by yourself,
Yeah.
because we were able to compare notes. We were able to lean on each other if we needed each other. We were
Road
like,
trip.
speed dial road trips. Okay, to Reno. Okay. We won't go down that path, but
Yeah.
yikes, it was still fun. We had so much fun driving there, listening to our favorite show, or not shows,
Songs.
songs, you know.
90s.
Yes,
I have
90s
a
all
video
the
of
way.
us singing Wannabe.
Oh my gosh, no way. We have
Yeah, I'll share it. It was amazing.
you
And Katie
must.
Lang. Katie
Oh,
Lang was our song.
okay. Like Katie Lang. And I think you know what we did? I believe you called Kara. You either called her or you texted Kara and you said, "Oh my God, Nini and I are listening to Katie Lang. How lesbian of us."
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
Kara was like, I don't know, she said something, and it's funny because you had a spark in
really?
your eye.
Oh my God.
Like, why
My
would you text Kara saying
baby.
that? Of
Because
all
Katie Lang's
people.
Canadian.
I guess.
I know, but like, see, because isn't that crazy? Like, I look back at our pictures of me and Kara. We're always together, even though and we weren't planned. We weren't doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that
Yeah.
funny how like life is?
I'm telling you, life is crazy because, when you think of all the things that we've gone through, we've been through spouses. Okay. When you think of the journey that we had since we authenticated this friendship, okay,
Girl.
in the 90s, and you think about, like, I remember when you introduced me to your first husband,
Okay. For the record, I've been married three times
Elizabeth
only.
Taylor.
I know. And
Just
I was
kidding.
married to him for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was a
Yeah.
child
That's
bride.
so crazy. You were married for 10 years?
Yeah, my whole 20s. And I truly
Wow.
loved him. Like, I hate that like people probably think, oh, she was just like trying to like use him as a beard. No, you
No,
know,
you
you
loved him.
know, I did. We loved each other and it just,
And he
it
was
fizzled.
adorable.
He
So
really
sweet.
was.
Such a nice soul.
Remember his little accent? He used to always giggle. Like, yeah,
Oh,
I have nothing but love for him. Like
I
now,
know. He
Yeah,
was such a sweetheart, but like, and like they say, everybody has a season, and he was
exactly.
your season. And I think too, being with him made you realize a lot about yourself.
Yes, precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. Oh my
And I
God.
mean, like they say, you can't, look back and like even when I think of my old relationships,
Mm.
you know, I mean, some may say, I will say, my dad did tell me one time, gosh, because my dad was very like, he would say things that were just kind of, off his rocker. Like, and I'm like, and we get in little like tiffs here and there about some of the things he would say. And he straight up told me, gosh, when you look back at your life, don't you wish, gosh, do you ever wish that you didn't go there? Like you didn't do these things?
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm like, honestly, I don't have regrets. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely would do things differently,
Yeah.
but I know that every single step or every single thing I've done has brought me to where I am now, especially
Amen.
with Tony,
Hmm.
because I think of all the things like if I didn't work here, if I didn't go there, if I didn't go to beauty school, like I wouldn't have ever met Tony. I know that for a fact. Like, unless you believe in that kind of stuff where somehow we would have found our way, right? But, when you think of it, it's crazy. Like, my mom, straight up, my dad knew Tony before me.
Yeah.
And Tony's like, gosh, when my uncle passed away, my uncle, that lived next door to us, who was my godfather, he was like, I probably was at his funeral, like doing the service for you guys, or in that vicinity. And you never knew. Like, I could have been right there and I knew
Oh,
your
that's so
dad.
romantic.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
No, I know. It's just and then I think about on the same token, like when when me and Angel's mutual friend had a dinner party. I had just started dating Raquel, and
Mm-hmm.
she invited Kara,
Uh-huh.
and I met her there for the first time. And
Wow.
it was just like, had I not met Kelly, had she
Mm-hmm.
not taken my Zumba class, she wouldn't have brought, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just all this stuff.
It's true. You think back and you're like, wow. And because do you believe in destiny?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe in coincidences?
You know what? I'm very like, I believe in it all because
Mm-hmm.
like, doesn't a coincidence like, doesn't it go hand in hand with
I
destiny in a little bit?
I would think. I mean, I think people, it's either all or nothing, right? You
Yeah.
either believe in it or you don't. I believe in it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, because people believe that they could change, like, what is it? You have the power to change your own destiny, which
Yeah,
I do believe, but at the same time, I believe that your destiny is kind of already written out for
it
you.
is.
So,
I believe in that too because like everything that's going to happen has happened and is going to happen has already been decided.
exactly. So, regardless,
So,
I mean, I guess you could say I'm kind of like, going back on what I said in the sense of like, no matter where I went or what I did, if my destiny was Tony, it would lead me inevitably to him, right?
wow.
But, it makes you wonder in the big, you know, in the big picture if that would really be the case. But I mean, when it's like that movie Only You,
Oh my God. Yeah.
and she talks about destiny,
Ugh,
and she wholeheartedly believes in it, and she's so passionate about it. I just freaking love that movie. If you haven't
I
watched
know you
Only
do.
You,
I've seen it. I want to see. I have a list of movies that I want to rewatch because I've only ever seen it once, but I
mm-hmm.
do need to watch Pretty Woman first.
Yes, you do. Tony says you have to.
Yeah, I also let him know you need to watch Ghost.
I know. Oh, crap.
Oh my God. I mean, there's just so many memories. Like,
There is. We've really had a good run. We really have, and we've learned a
ew, you
lot.
sound like you're breaking up with me.
Oh no.
We've had a good run, but I have to take the show on the
That's all,
road.
folks. Moving on to my next bestie.
I'll
Um
kick your ass. Better not call you name.
no, but we've had like so many good memories, and it's crazy because when you think about like just people in general, we look back in high school and the people that we know, like, I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and she was like, gosh, you're so lucky to still have friends from high school. She's like, because I
Yeah.
don't, she's like, you either have them or you don't,
Yeah.
and we're pretty fortunate to have those memories that we can share and laugh, and nobody else knows what we're laughing about.
Exactly. It's very special. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know exactly like the hallways that we walked through, the little chapel. Did I tell
Yes.
you that when I went to the 20th reunion, we went to that chapel and sat in there and it felt so
Oh,
little.
really?
Yeah, it was
And that
special.
I remember that chapel because that was on the third floor.
Yeah.
And I remember the only time I was ever in that chapel, I think, was freshman year when I had my car accident.
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
I remember everybody saying a prayer for me in regards to my accident, and people saying that they were grateful that I didn't die and blah blah blah. And but I remember that because it was a very like special moment. It was actually probably the first and only time that I felt so connected to our classmates,
Yeah.
and how like people I didn't even know kind of, were stopping me in the hall saying, and remember you helped me down the elevator because I had
Yes.
crutches and I couldn't walk.
I was so upset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see, and you know what? And that just shows how connected we are because didn't you say that you had a bad
Yes.
feeling?
I was in Los Angeles. I'll never forget it. I had a really bad feeling and you popped into my head. So like,
Mhm.
and then to hear that and what had happened,
Yeah.
that'll forever, like, that will never leave me. Like, I don't know what that was, but
Mhm.
yeah, I did have
See?
one.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And
Yeah,
it's nuts. I mean, and then, it's just life is life is crazy.
it is. It really is. It's a mystery. It's a comedy show. It's a drama. It's the wine talking. Like,
It's
Jenny
the it's
poetic.
for real, it's the nighttime hours, it's the witching hour.
It is the witching hour practice for my ass. I'm like,
For real.
oh, and Nini's the night owl. I'm over here like I should have taken a disco nap.
Okay, because I'm like, what's next? Just kidding.
Oh my God, how do you do that?
I don't know. Tony asks the same question all the
Is he
time.
snoring?
I think he is. I could hear him upstairs.
I think that the angel went to sleep already. Like she cutely
Aw.
went toddled all the way to the third. I'm all the way downstairs and she's on the third floor.
Oh, wow. Are you usually, I mean, you used to be a night owl, kinda.
Yeah, I converted for the angel. So now I'm in bed, Betty by the late. Sometimes we're crazy and go to bed at 11. I mean, I'll scroll or
Mhm.
I'll read a Kindle in bed, but like I'm in bed.
Wow. So wait, so tell me this, do you guys go to bed together all the time? Like at the same
Yeah.
time? Or is it like, oh, I'll meet you up there?
No, we go to bed all the time because the angel will, oh, sorry. Angel will, if I walk into the room, no, sometimes she'll go up ahead of me. And
Mhm.
then if I go in and she's dead asleep, she'll be like, hi, honey, but in her sleep. And I'm like, baby, go to sleep. Like she's the lightest sleeper you'll ever meet, ever.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, see, and I've heard that with some couples that they always go to bed at the same time. I had a friend that was like, "Oh, yeah, no, like, we have to go to bed at the same
Oh
time,"
shit.
like, and I'm like, "Oh, okay," like, her husband didn't want her going to bed, like, at an like, hour after him or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, man, like, maybe I'm doing this because I never go to bed at the same time as Tony." And it's nothing
Oh,
personal, it's just I'm not tired, and I'll just be
yeah.
staring at him the whole night because I just can't, or my phone, and I feel bad if I make noise or whatever, and what
Oh,
happens? I fall asleep on the sofa, and then I wake up at the time he's going to work.
oh my God, mean. So he's spread out in the bed and doing it.
Right?
Your sofa's comfortable though, so
It is, but, it's been fun reminiscing with you, Steph.
it has been mean. And I think that we have so much more to reminisce about. So we should keep the convo open.
I agree, and I encourage our listeners because you know what? We grew a lot of listeners, the past couple weeks,
I know,
and,
yay us.
I got a lot of feedback from our last episode in regards to, movies. A lot of
Mhm.
people loved that episode, and, we had a lot of milestones actually. Before we end this episode, we had a lot of milestones this past week with
10th episode.
10th episode. We hit 100,
Yep, we broke
on
100. We're
Instagram,
past
right?
that now. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it? 250 downloads on
Yes.
Buzzsprout, which, for some may say, "Oh, that's not that many," but it is.
To
It is a
us,
lot.
everything is appreciated. Just like the fact that
Yes.
you guys are liking what we're doing, listening. Like we're just two. Literally, we are what we say we are. We're two best friends who love to hang out and chat, and
Exactly.
we like that you are enjoying it, and we put up a poll.
Hmm.
So please feel free to let us know what you want to hear because we want to know what you like, like
Definitely.
we have a lot coming up on the horizon, but we can always add to that. So
Definitely, because like Steph said, we want to hear what you guys want to hear. And even, you never know, even if it's not 90s related, we could somehow make it about it. We made this show somehow
yes.
90s related. So, we could work it in there. And that's the thing is, it's just we're having a good time. We're enjoying this so much. I mean, we have listeners from Ohio. We have listeners from Belgium, Bermuda. Um,
Ooh, I wanna take
okay.
you
What's the next one?
Peru,
Peru. Peru. What's the other one?
Canada.
Canada. Hamilton City. I don't know where that is, but hey,
Oh,
Hamilton City.
Visalia,
Yes, Visalia.
Visalia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh
thank
my
you
gosh.
guys. That's
So many. I
amazing.
mean, and it's amazing because you look at that list and you're like, oh, do I know someone over there? But then you realize you don't.
Yeah.
And these are like consistent listeners.
Yeah.
So it's not just like once, oh, let me check it out. Like they actually came back. Maybe they're a different person, but I'm gonna hold on to the fact that it's the same person. So whoever you are in
Yeah.
Ohio,
I'm
thanks.
gonna call him Larry. Thank you, Larry from
Thanks,
Ohio.
Larry.
And
Or
thank you, Stanley from Visalia.
Stanley.
Megan
Rock.
from, I don't know, Kansas. But
Oh,
seriously,
yeah. Billy
we
from Kentucky.
we love it. We love it.
Yes.
We
So
want to know what you
grateful.
guys want to hear. We're so thankful for you guys. We hope you keep listening. We also want to let you know that we put a playlist of 90s music explosion, almost 19 hours of music on Spotify. If you go to totally 90s and then pod playlist.
For
Okay,
real.
so
You'll
totally
never run out of
90s.
options.
You won't. So we're gonna keep adding to it, and then we have so much more in store for you. So hang with us, hang with
Yes.
us. Shoot us a message on Instagram. We're here, and we're just very thankful for you guys.
Definitely. And yeah, ditto. Nothing more I could
Yeah,
say. That you just wrapped it up perfectly.
amazing. So I had a blast, Neen, and we'll do this
Likewise.
again. But
Aw.
until next time, we're gonna catch you on the flip side.
Sounds good. Peace out, buddy.